Opening scene: the family arrival. A family of 6, father, mother, 2 sons, and 2 daughters, arrive at the entrance of a dense, dark forest. The father, Greg, looks excited. The mother, Lily, is worried but trying to hide it. The sons, Ethan and Ryan, are energetic, and the daughters, Sophie and Isla, are quieter, looking around uneasily. The family is unloading camping gear from the car. Greg, cheerfully, "All right, guys, this is it. The perfect weekend getaway. No distractions, no phones, just us in nature." Lily, hesitant, "Greg, are you sure about this? The forest looks, I don't know, too quiet. I mean, no one's even around." Ryan, laughing, "Oh, Mom, stop being so paranoid. It's just the woods. We're gonna have the best time. No one's gonna bother us." Ethan, excitedly, "Yeah, I heard there's a cool lake nearby. Can't wait to swim." Sophie, looking around nervously, "This place is weird, though." Isla, quietly, almost whispering, "I think it's beautiful, but something feels wrong." Greg, smiling, oblivious to their concern, "Come on, it's just the wilderness. Perfect for camping. We're gonna make memories here." The family begins to set up the tent. As they work, to a figure in the trees, watching them from a distance. It's a large, shadowy shape, moving with unnatural silence. Scene 2: the unseen watcher. Later that evening, the family gathers around the campfire. The wind picks up, and strange noises echo through the trees. Lily, frowning, trying to mask her unease. It's getting colder. "Are you sure we're safe here?" Greg, with a reassuring laugh, "Lily, don't worry. We're surrounded by nature. Nothing's going to happen." Ethan, teasing, "Come on, Mom. This is just a forest. People go camping in places like this all the time." Ryan, excitedly, "Yeah, let's tell a ghost story. That'll make things more fun." Sophie, nervously glancing around the dark trees, "I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea." Isla, looking into the darkness, speaking softly, "Maybe we shouldn't stay here. I feel like something's watching us." The fire crackles, casting long shadows around the campsite. The trees in the distance, where the shadowy figure is now much closer, creeping slowly toward the family. But no one notices. Greg, noticing his daughter's discomfort, "Come on, guys. Let's have fun. It's all in your heads." Suddenly, the sound of a twig snapping nearby makes everyone jump. The forest seems to come alive with unsettling noises. Distant animal calls, rustling, and the occasional whisper in the wind. Ryan, laughing nervously, "Okay, that was definitely something. Maybe it's just a deer or something." Ethan, shaking his head, serious, "No, that didn't sound like a deer." Sophie, whispering, "I don't like this. Something's out there. Something we're not supposed to see." Lily, looking around nervously, "Maybe we should go to bed early tonight." Scene 3: the first attack. Night falls, and the family retreats into the tent. The fire as it flickers out, plunging the campsite into complete darkness. The wind howls. Inside the tent, the family is lying in their sleeping bags. The tension is thick. Suddenly, the sound of something scraping against the tent fabric breaks the silence. Everyone freezes. Sophie, panicking, "What was that?" Isla, whispering urgently, "I knew it. I knew something was wrong." Greg, trying to calm them down, "It's probably just an animal. A raccoon or something." Ryan, in a shaky voice that didn't sound like a raccoon. "It's too heavy." A loud crash comes from outside the tent. The family jumps up in alarm. Greg grabs a flashlight, but when he unzips the tent and steps outside, the flashlight's beam lands on a pool of blood, dark and sticky on the ground. His face goes pale. Greg, horrified, "What the hell is that?" Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream rings out from the direction of the woods. Ryan is dragged away by something unseen. His screams fade as he's pulled deeper into the forest. Lily, screaming, "Ryan, no!" Something large and shadowy drags Ryan into the darkness, its shape indistinguishable from the trees around it. The family can only hear his desperate screams, growing fainter. Greg, frantic, "We have to get out of here. Now!" The family races toward the car, but before they can reach it, the creature emerges from the darkness. Its massive, hulking form, with glowing eyes and long claws, steps forward. Its face is monstrous, twisted and grotesque. It lets out a low growl. Greg, shouting panicked, "Run! Run!" The creature moves with frightening speed, picking off Greg and Lily as they try to escape. Ethan, Sophie, and Isla run towards the forest, but they're slowed by the thick underbrush and fear. Ethan trips and falls behind. Ethan, screaming as the creature reaches him, "No! No, please!" Sophie and Isla, who make it deeper into the woods. They are panting, terrified, but they keep running. Scene 4. The hunt. The creature prowling through the woods, its eyes scanning the darkness. It's hunting, listening for movement. Sophie and Isla huddle behind a large tree, barely breathing. Sophie, whispering, terrified, "Isla, we have to get out of here. We can't stay in this forest." Isla, shaking, eyes wide with fear. "What if it's watching us? What if we're next?" The creature's low growl is heard in the distance. The girls' eyes widen as they hear the sound moving closer. Sophie, urgently whispering, "We need to run. We have no choice. If we stay, we'll die." Isla, nodding, tears in her eyes. "I'm scared, Sophie. I don't want to die." Suddenly, the creature's shadow looms over them. It's almost upon them. Sophie grabs Isla's hand, pulling her forward. They run, barely avoiding the creature's snapping jaws as it lunges at them. Sophie, panting, crying, "Come on, Isla. We can make it." The girls break free, running faster, but the creature is close behind, its growls echoing through the trees. Scene 5. The final confrontation. The girls run until they reach a steep cliff overlooking a dark ravine. They are trapped. Sophie, looking over the edge, terrified. There's no way out. Isla, crying, "We're gonna die here." The creature emerges from the trees, its glowing eyes fixed on them. It growls deeply, ready to strike. Sophie looks around, searching for any way to escape. Sophie, desperate, "We're not going to let it end like this." With a sudden burst of energy, Sophie pushes Isla toward the edge of the ravine. Isla hesitates, but is pushed over the cliff by the force of Sophie's action. She screams as she falls, landing on a lower ledge. Isla, shouting from the ledge, breathless, "Sophie knows." The creature roars in anger, turning its attention back to Sophie, who now stands alone. Sophie, defiantly sobbing. "I'm sorry, Isla, but I won't let it take you." Isla, who is climbing up the jagged rocks, her body bruised but determined. Isla, shouting, "I'm coming back for you, Sophie." Scene 6, The Escape. As the creature lunges at Sophie, Isla appears from behind, throwing a large rock at its head. The creature roars in pain and turns, allowing Sophie to push herself to safety. They make it back to the ravine, where a rescue team finally arrives. Ending scene. The aftermath. A helicopter hovers above as emergency responders pull Sophie and Isla from the ravine, showing the ominous forest behind them. Sophie, looking back at the forest, haunted, it's still out there waiting